Hey, welcome into another episode of Conquer Corona, our side segment of the Fearless Flipping podcast. And I've got a familiar face, if you remember from episode 46, Breeya Johnson in the house. Yes. And Breeya is, this time, of course, we're talking about everything that's going on in the world, how it's affecting your business. One of the things that really stood out to me in our first episode that you and I talked about was, you had some very unique ways of networking your way to deals, especially talking to people in Congress in your area, which was really unique. I hadn't even heard of that before, but now we're, talking about unique. It's a very unique situation right now. So let's just talk about how did this impact your business in the last couple of weeks as we're recording this on, March 28th?
Yeah. So I was telling you before, like I've had a few deals fall through just because of uncertainty. So we're seeing that just the fear has been setting in, and so we're having a hard time finding lenders who are really wanting to lend, unless it was, something that really makes sense, and finding buyers that aren't wanting to buy unless it's an extreme discount. So that's something that I've been doing. I've been trying to pivot my marketing to start with the pre-foreclosure process. I mean, start marketing towards pre-foreclosures and foreclosures. I feel like that's going to really boom end of quarter two, quarter three, despite what the government is trying to put in place to help people out. I think it's still going to happen. It's going to hit big, especially here in my local sector. I'm seeing that that's going to be huge. So I'm pivoting my marketing. That's what I'm doing to prepare, and then also giving myself a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm doing 60-day contracts instead of 30 days now, just so I can kind of have that extra room to brace the impact. Just in case, buyer falls through or something, doesn't happen correctly, or the lending is taking a little bit more time. They're wanting to do a little bit more due diligence. Having that extra time I found, have been key, and hasn't really been an issue. So.
Okay, cool. And if you can just remind everyone that's listening, you're mainly in flipping with a little bit of wholesaling. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was flipping a lot. I kind of transitioned. So now I'm really liking that wholesale world. And so I've been putting a lot of focus into that. However, as we're pivoting and I'm going to go market more towards like pre-foreclosures, my idea is if it's a good deal and I can sit on it, let's sit on it. If I can flip it, let's flip it. And if I can wholesale it, even better, let's wholesale it. So I'm really doing whatever works within that deal kind of structure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so did you have any deals going on from a flip or wholesale standpoint before all this went into action? I heard you say you fell out of a couple contracts. Was that
Mhm.
is that were those the only contracts you had going on? Let's just get a deeper dive into what those
Yeah.
deals looked like and why you think the people backed out.
Yeah. So the two deals that I've kind of fallen through, which I've already found a new buyer for, was wholesale deals for apartment complexes. That it just fell through because of buyer was uncertain of the times, just out of fear, didn't really know. And that was the time where people were just starting to kind of getting laid off, and was starting to have that conversation of what are we going to do if people can't pay rent. And so because it was a apartment complex, he was like, I don't want to take on any more debt if people can't pay rent. That just doesn't sound smart right now. So he backed out of because of that. And then a flip project we kind of put on hold because it's not a very good time for us to go to market. So we're waiting until probably summertime to try again and put it back on market, so we're not beat up on the days on market in price deductions. So that's kind of where my portfolio is staying at, to kind of answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that helps out. And you said you've backed up everything to basically 60-day escrow
hmm
periods. Has the seller pool been open to that?
I haven't had any issues with anyone, giving them the rundown of what's going on. I think everyone's kind of in a fear-based mindset, and letting them know I'm giving the bank enough time to figure out their due diligence and really give myself enough time to do my due diligence, and making sure that we have that cushion. I'm letting everyone know that 60 days closing period doesn't mean that we're going to take the full 60. It's just there just in case. So I'm not having to keep on doing paperwork. And normally when you tell them that, they're like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. So that's kind of how I've been structuring the conversation.
Okay, cool. And then with the pre-foreclosures, I mean, everything right now is speculation, but what data, what trends are you really looking at to really be confident about that type of marketing pool that you're going for?
Yeah, so it's basically my thought process is this is that when we're yeah, we may see an a boost in big businesses, right? So the stock market might bounce back, but I think the working class is where it's really going to impact. And those are the people who are living paycheck to paycheck that right now, them staying in the house right now and not being able to work fully and not being able to pay their bills is going to impact them later down the road. Maybe not April, maybe not May, but it is going to start building up. So so when people are not paying their utilities and they're pushing back, that added balance is going to hit them around that May time, and then people are going to feel overwhelmed. And so I'm just getting in front of it, saying, "Hey, are you already starting to see that you're having trouble, paying your mortgage note? Are you, late on a few mortgage payments? Here's what you can do. Here's an option." So that's really my game plan. And I'm already seeing an increase in foreclosures here in Kansas City anyways. So it's something our market was going towards naturally. I'm seeing more hit the market each day.
Okay, wow, that's good. So with that type of person, with it being a pre-foreclosure, are you doing direct mail, door knocking, cold calling? What are you doing exactly?
Yeah, so I am starting something really new for me. I have so doing a lot of Google ads and I'm doing a sales ladder, so upsell, downsell. I'm doing an where they opt in, they get an ebook that goes over the pre-foreclosure process. Then next they go into a counseling call, which is really a sales call, seeing if they want to eventually sell. And I'm using a sales funnel to do that to construct it. So it's all online based.
That's really good. Are you seeing success with that so far?
We are just about to launch. We're actually
Great.
launching it next weekend, but that is our game plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hear how that goes. In fact, maybe like a couple months from now, if you're seeing some success with it, drop a comment down on the video on this one and tell us how that's going. Because I think right now, especially, you're going to get a lot of people that 2008 we didn't really like have the know how with when it came to Google. Now we have the know
Right.
how, and there's going to be if you're correct, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be Googling that term, pre-foreclosure
Mhm.
process. So that's smart. I really
Yeah.
like how you're getting ahead of the game there. Um, Breeya, what do you have to say for anyone right now that has a business or is looking to get into this business? Um, any piece of advice at all?
Yeah, I would say this is a great time. Like, I think this is a super exciting time for all of us who are diligent and who are going to be able to put in the hard work because we're going to see competition kind of dwindle down, I feel like, for a little while. And if you are diligent and if you want to get in this business, if you're ready to run, this is the time for you to really make great strides. I always say times like these are where the greats are made, where all your gurus that you look up to, these are the times that they were made and they were bred. So I'm excited for everyone who can stay diligent through this time and stay optimistic.
Yeah, I think this right now is the time where all the people that, if you're local, going to local meetups and everything, I think this is the time that instead of seeing 100 people, you're going to see 50, and then you're going to see 25,
Mhm.
and then you're going to see the ones that are really serious start to collaborate
Right.
together and to do really big things together. And then it's just, I don't know, that's the way that I see it. I think things are just the bad ones are going to weed
Yeah.
themselves out because they're just not strong enough to stay in the game.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yes.
Um,
So it makes it so much easier too. Makes it so much easier for people to jump in if they're
yeah,
really serious about it.
absolutely, absolutely. I think too when it comes down to this, like that's any business, right? You can go into any business and see
Mhm.
that, or any industry and see that, in times like this when it's easy to win, people are jumping in. With me with the Airbnb business, like everyone and their mom 2 weeks ago wanted to jump into Airbnb. It was an easy time to win in Airbnb. Now it's tough, and now you're seeing the people jump out
Right.
that weren't cut out for being an entrepreneur. They were only cut
Mhm.
out for plugging into a system that would be successful if it was done that way. And so now, you're being an entrepreneur
Right.
by finding the answers to issues and solutions to these issues. And I'm giving you a golf clap
Mhm.
over here. That's awesome. Perfect. Hey, once again, how can people connect with you, Breeya?
So the best way to connect with me is Instagram. That's my platform of choice, and you can go to at Breeya BREEYA_J. That's my personal account, or you can go to our business account where we share all things real estate at the impact REI. Or you can always find me at www.breeyajohnson.com, where you find my blog and my speaking events and all that good stuff. So it's all there
Awesome.
for you.
Awesome. Hey, Breeya, once again, thank you for bringing us so much value, helping our audience conquer Corona and to get through these uncertain times. Survive and thrive. I love it. Thank you, Breeya.